Discovery Video 42, Louisiana Downs. We got a turf race here. I highlighted that race condition. That's a preferred race. Over on the Horse Racing Digest page, follow the View Old Discovery Videos link or banner. And right here on the right hand side under the big red arrow is my listing of value odds and overlay preferred races. In these races, I have a better than average chance on getting a high odds, value odds, or overlay winner, and a better chance of the favorite running out in these conditions. So I focus on these. We got non-graded stakes and grade 3 races. You got maiden claiming races, all maiden special weight races, all races with a condition, a claiming price, and then non-winners of something, any kind of condition on a claiming race. And then you got low-level claimers, $5,000 to $10,000 claimers in that range. And then this video's condition: all races run over the turf, and then all races run on a wet track. We got a turf race here, so we established that is a preferred race. Starts off with 3 value odds horses. However, the 10 is scratched out. That leaves us with the 2 and the 9. The next thing we need to do, in order to know what we're going to do next, is to figure out what the odds are on these 2 horses near post time. And the betting public pretty much makes their decision for us. As you can see here, they bet down Exclusive Alliance to 5 to 1. Alright, that defeats the purpose of value odds horses. We don't bet them when they get bet down like that. The 10 was scratched, like I said, but number 9, See the Streak, 20 to 1. And the 1 was bet down to 4 to 5. Now, why would a betting public let See the Streak go off at 20 to 1, and he's won his last 2 races? Okay, I'm going to tell you why. A, those races were on dirt, and the betting public does not like horses switching surfaces. Horse has been running on dirt, they don't like them switching to turf. I'll get into that psychology in a minute, and the reason why I thought this was a positive trainer move. And B, the betting public doesn't like horses that have won 2 races in a row, because they figure the odds are there's no way that horse can hold its form again. However, you're switching surfaces here. Now, when I see a horse that's been running well on dirt, okay, and keep in mind also switching from Lone Star to Louisiana Downs, so we got a track switch as well. But they shipped this one up here to Louisiana Downs after running well on dirt. Why would a trainer put a horse on turf when he's already proven on the dirt? Well, I have the opinion that trainers obviously have the insight on their own horses, so the trainer obviously felt that his horse would take to the turf well, and he figures this is a good spot class-wise. Now notice the trainer is the owner, George Bryant. Okay, not that that really means anything, I just like to take note of that. Well, it does mean something. It means that the trainer doesn't have to answer to anybody, so to speak. But it's been doing a good job. Even if I was the owner of this horse, I'd say, wow, okay, 2 races in a row, now you want to put him on turf. Okay. You think he's going to run well on turf? All right. See, I see that as a positive move. It's only when horses are running bad races when the trainer puts him on turf. That's when the trainer's trying to spark some improvement or has just run out of options to try to get the horse to win when he's running poorly. So he throws him on the turf just to see what, throwing spaghetti against the wall. Okay? Those are, but when a horse is winning and gets put on the turf, there's a definite reason. Now, you see the blue and white trainer icon there? Okay. If we want to know what that is for this particular race and this horse, just look at the diamond report. We're looking at the quick F report right now. But if we look at our diamond report, it's the one with the comments. I highlighted this comment here. Trainer often gets last race winners to repeat. All right. Now that means when this guy has got his horses in form, they stay in form. And obviously the horse has already won 2 in a row, so the trainer's proven right there with this horse. Actually won 3 out of his last 4, 2 in a row. And I see the betting public, they may or may not have a trainer stat on that, but it's just one more reason why I like the trainer move when I see that horse is winning on dirt and he's switching to the turf. Also notice he exits a key race in which 1 or more horses came back to win their next start. Well, he won that race, so he beat a pretty good field, regardless of the class level that it was. I don't really care. But whatever field he beat was a decent field because horses came back to win their next race out of that. Okay? Also, see the streak has our best speed figures. Now, our speed figures work a little differently. Not only do our speed figures measure what the horse has done in his past races, they also measure what the predicted figure for this race will be, and that's based on analyzing a horse's whole career and race by race up to this point, and a lot of factors. It's not just that. It's the age of the horse, the sex of the horse. There's just so many different things involved in that, but when you see our speed figure icon, meaning this horse is the best speed figures in the race, it's just as good for dirt and turf. As you can see here, it's transferring very well. And like I said, once again, it's a predictor of more of a predictor than what the horse did in the past. Because you can show a grade school kid speed figures, which are basically just 2-digit numbers, maybe 3-digit numbers, and he can see, well, this one's higher than that one, and this one's higher than that one, this one's lower than that one. So I mean, a grade school kid can read speed figures and see which is high and which is low and who's got the better, higher figures. So I mean, what value does that have at the windows? None, because that's basically all the betting public looks at, for the most part. But there is a value if your speed figures are predicting today's race. That's why I feel like I like our speed figures a lot. Also, now all the stuff that I'm talking about on this horse is just building confidence in our 20-to-1 shot. All right, we already know he's a play at 20-to-1, but I'm just giving you reasons to have confidence in your 20-to-1 shot. Next up is this: if we need more confidence. On the new report, the winning overlay situations A through Z, it's a book. It's not only a book on the member page, it's also a report for every track each day, and it gives you a listing of the horses, which angles they qualify for. And whenever you see, you can see here I highlighted see the streak. Whenever you see a horse that qualifies for 3 or more of these angles, it's very strong. As you can see here, from the new book, he qualifies for angle W, X, and Y. So that's 3 angles. So 3 or more angles on this new report, very strong. Okay, so I think it's safe to say we have some confidence in our 20-to-1 shot. So next up, put the bet together. Just as important as handicapping is also the strategies and the bankroll management. Your wager strategies are as follows. First, the win bet. Always got to put the win bet down, even if we're going to play exotic wagers. Must play the win bet first. For the videos, I go $10 to win. Your bet can be more or less depending on your bankroll. Some players only play to win, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. I've got an exotic menu that I use. So we got the win bet down to $10. Next in line, I play the exacta. What I do is I wheel my horse in the exacta for $2. That'd be a 9-all exacta for $2. And so I wheel the exacta, and I also wheel the daily double. Okay, so it'd be a $2 daily double, 9-all. Okay, if we have bankroll to play trifectas, here's my strategy for $1. 9 horse on top, all by himself, in the first position of the trifecta. Second position of the trifecta, we're putting the 2, 1, 4, 8. What that represents is the rest of the horses in Group A and the top horse in Group B. And the 8 becomes the top horse in Group B because of the scratch up here. So whenever you have scratches, for each scratch up here, you got to move everybody up a notch. So the 8 becomes the top horse in Group B, the 4 becomes the last horse in Group A, etc. So once again, that would be 9 in the first position, then in the second position, 2, 1, 4, 8, with all for third. That's $1 try. And 10-cent superfecta all for fourth. Okay, we got our bets in. And pretty much a typical turf race. Turf race is always decided at the wire for the most part. But hey, whether they won by a nose or whether they did a secretariat job, a win's a win's a win's a win. We win a lot of these close ones. I find that fascinating. 21-1 final odds. Notice, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, not only do preferred races give you a good chance for a high odds winner, frequently the favorite runs out, or it doesn't win or runs out. And as in this case, the 1, which was bet down to 4 to 5, finished not only off the board, but out of the superfecta completely. Okay. 44.80 on the Win Mutual. $2 exacta. We had the wheel there, 319.40. So let's see. It ran 9-2. What we've got there is a 9-2 value odds exacta. So we're catching the trifecta as well, and that returned 3,500, but we got it for $1. And the super, let me get you to that other page. Here's all the payoffs here. Turf race, see the streak, 15-1 morning line, 4-1 our true odds. $10 to win returns $224. The exacta, like I showed you there, 319.40. $1 on the trifecta returned $1,787.50. A $1 trifecta there, and this race was a $24 play. 10-cent super for 10 cents, $12 investment returns you $571.73. Not bad. Daily double for good measure, 378.60. Total 3,281.23. Now, in this game, you're going to win in chunks. The way we do it, as you'll notice, 4,700 there, and then we have this video, over 3,000 there, 2,000 there, 4,000 here, 9,000 there, 10,000 here, 3,700 there. I think you get the idea. Long-term profit is had by hitting these scores in chunks. Okay, and you add up all the chunks at the end of the year, and you made a profit. Okay, that's the way to long-term profit as a horse player. Even though most players like to believe that they can make X amount of dollars per race for 10 races, that's the whole concept of what many players do. The odds are against the player achieving that. Too many factors. Because first of all, if you're going to bet every race at the track, you're not selecting races carefully. because there are proven races, these preferred races, are proven that not only, okay, you got two situations. The favorite frequently does not win, and I'm talking about even the heavy favorites do not win, like we showed you in this race, the 4 to 5 favorite off the board completely. And you also have a good chance for a high odds winner in these conditions. And then you got 4 stars on 2 of them, but these are all my preferred races. I focus on these races. Okay. Now, last I'm going to talk about bankroll management. In order for me to get from one race to the next, I have to be able to properly manage my bankroll. Okay? Rule of thumb is 1% of your bankroll. So you take your horse racing bankroll, whatever that is, maximum 1% of that on any given race that you bet, and hopefully you're betting preferred races. Because you're only betting 1% of your bankroll, the odds on you tapping out or blowing your bank are practically nothing, nil. Okay? Now, there's a psychology that becomes involved with this, but if you understand that what I'm showing you has been researched and proven over our last 16 years, you can pretty much say that, like I have confidence and you have confidence in this, that it works. So you're not concerned about, do we want to be Pavlov's dog and just cash tickets? And I mean, how many guys you see cash tickets and lose money? I mean, what are we in the game for? Do we just want to cash tickets, feel like a smart person, just to get a pat on the back? You want to bet? You want to bet $100 and win 90, but you won 4 races and you feel like a champ? As far as I'm concerned, no. I'd rather win 1 race and make 400 than win 400 and win 4 races and win 90 and lose $10. Yet, believe it or not, there are still players that would rather win 4 times and lose $10 than win 1 and make $400 profit. Why? Because there's a psychological factor that, and this is something, if you're conscious about it, you can overcome it. There's a psychological block when horse players are playing, gambling. If you have too many losers in a row, too many losses in a row, let's say you lose 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Well, we don't know if the 5th bet's going to be the big bet or the 6th bet. But by this time, the mental psychology is working against the player, and a lot of players start throwing, chasing. They start, using that scared money, and scared money never wins. I mean, that's an old quotation for a good reason. Scared money never wins. As soon as the player's nervous or is concerned about he just lost 3 races in a row, forget about it. You're not going to win. If you get scared, will not win, because you cannot think correctly. What you start doing then is you throw the rule book out, whatever plan you were following, and you start chasing money. You start chasing horses all over the place. Yet, if you would have just stayed on course with your strategy, the hit's going to come. And that's why we're managing our bankroll at 1%. We don't have to be concerned if we lose 3 races. Who cares? I'm not going to tap out. I haven't tapped out this decade, to give you any idea. So, I mean, not concerned about it. But now, I'm not saying this is easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to mentally overcome it. Okay? Just remember, there's another race coming up, always. There's always going to be another race. There's always going to be another track. There's always going to be another day. Don't let the game psychologically beat you, because this is where most players fail. The game psychologically beats them, and they start playing with scared money and nervous. And once the player is in a mental state of nervousness and fear, forget about it. Not going to win. Not going to win. I don't care. You're just going to blow the rest of your bankroll, and you're going to go home with Ugats in your pocket, lint in your pocket. That's what happens. So that's why I say bankroll management is just as important as anything else. Because you can have the best handicapping and the best strategies, but guess what? If you can't handle the psychological money management part of the game, the best handicapping and the best strategies are not going to get you a profit long term. You got to have it all. You got to have the total package. This is where most players do not fulfill. But there are some that do. Cool characters, I like to call them. They've learned, they've either been born with a coolness or they learned how to relax and not let the game psychologically beat them. Okay? Remember, there's always going to be another race, there's always going to be another track, there's always going to be another day. You should not have to be in fear, and you definitely shouldn't be there trying to make your car payment money. Your bankroll is set aside for a reason. It's your bank for horse racing, not to pay bills with. So if you're trying to make your car payment money and you're gambling, you might as well send in a partial payment or nothing, because you're just not going to. The psychological pressure on you trying to make money to pay your car or your rent or whatever is too great. Okay, you're trying to make money to pay your rent, and if you're living on the and I really hate to use the term, but let me think of a different term. If you're that, down, just you could still be involved in the game, but remember the 1%. Even if you got to bet $2 to win, okay, you just do it to build your bankroll up. You can't hit these home runs until you got the bankroll to play them. All right, and I've seen so many members over the years start from practically nothing and build their bank up. Some of them have built their bank up and still only bet to win. So there's nothing wrong with betting to win. Don't think that that's a bet that only a guy with a light pocket can do. I know guys with unlimited bankrolls and they only bet to win. So it's not, it's not for the light weight. It's for anybody who understands the game, truly understands the game and the art of wagering, will tell you win bets on overlays is the #1 best way to make a long-term profit in this game. Okay? All right. 22 going on 23 minutes. Enough of the sermon for today. I hope you learned something. Feel free to watch these videos. They're here all the time. There's 42 now in the Discovery series, and in the previous series, look for the laptop computer here on the Horse Racing Digest page. 424 videos in the previous series. Use these as your library, your study library. Okay? We got 16 years of research on this every single day. Every single track, every single method has been tested. You think of a method, I've tested it. Tongue ties, tail ties. I mean, get the dentist report on the horse. No, I'm just kidding on that one. But I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to make is I've tested everything in 16 years, and I already have narrowed it down. And what I have narrowed it down to is these races. And then obviously, once I find one of these races, what do I do from that point? And that's what all the videos show you. Thank you very much. Good luck with all your bets.